What's poppin' people? If you're new to the channel, my name is Youssef. In today's video, we're gonna build a Shopify store step by step together from scratch. We're gonna switch over to my laptop and get right into it. Once you click on that link, you will be brought right over here. What we're gonna do is click on Get Started. For today's example, we're gonna make a polar bear store. So I'm just gonna put polarbear@use.co because that's my personal website. And then the store name, we're going to name it Polar Bear Company. And then create your store. Alright, once you're here, just click on I'm just playing around, and then just click on I'm just getting started. And then click next. Then fill all this out with just like your name and address. So give me like 2 seconds to fill this out, and I will see you guys on the next page. Alright, congratulations, because you are now in your Shopify store. The first thing we're going to do right away is just make sure all of the settings are properly configured for your store. So what I want you to do is click on settings right down here, and then go to checkout right over here. So accounts disabled, you can put it as optional, but I would not ever put it as required. Leave this the same. Put require first and last name, leave that the same, and leave that as hidden. Leave that the same, leave that the same. Switch this to by default, the customer agrees to receive promotional emails. That way in the future we can set up email marketing. Keep that checked. And then we're just going to click on save up here. Now what I want you to do is click on Generate Sample Refund Policy, do the same for the privacy policy, and the same for the terms of service. Now what I want you to do is click on Save first. Go over here and right click and click Open in a new tab. So we're going to make a new page for each of these. So in that new tab up here, what I want you to do is go to Online Store over here, and then go to Pages. Click Add Page. We'll name this one Terms of Service. And then you're going to go back to this other tab and then copy and paste the Terms of Service right there. And just so that you guys know, by default, it automatically has your address, your personal address at the bottom of all of these. So if you want, just go all the way to the bottom of this and take out your personal address if you don't want it there. We're going to click on Save right up here. Then go back over to Pages over here. Click Add Page. We'll put Privacy Policy. Then back up here to this other tab. Copy and paste the whole thing. And like I said, if you want to remove your address from the bottom, it's totally up to you. And then finally, the refund policy. Refund policy. Then we're just going to paste that in there and click Save. Then we can go ahead and close out of this extra tab. Okay, that's pretty much it for the settings. There's just one more thing I want you to do. So go back over here to Settings, and then go to Payment Providers. So when you get your first sale with PayPal, Shopify is going to send an email to the account that you registered your store with to set up PayPal. But to accept Shopify payments, and what that pretty much means is it will let your store accept credit cards through the store without sending them to an external website. So make sure you click on the complete account setup and you set that up. All it's going to ask you is just to put in some personal information, and then you'll be good to go for Shopify payments. Now we're going to put some products into our store. I like doing this before the theme, just so we can get a good idea of how everything looks. So for today's video, we're going to use both AliExpress and we're going to be using print on demand. So first I want you to actually go into the App Store and click Visit Shopify App Store. And we're going to put two apps into our store. We're going to put Oberlo. This will let us import products from AliExpress. And then just click on Get. And then Install App. Alright, and this is what the Oberlo dashboard looks like. So I'm going to exit out of that. And we're going to go to Visit Shopify App Store again. And we're going to get one more app called Printful. And this is going to let us upload our own designs out to t-shirts and hoodies. And that's what print on demand is. Most stores do one way or the other, but for today's video, I'm going to show you both. So with Printful, it's going to ask you to create a new Printful account. So just create that really quickly and you'll be good to go. Okay, after you've created your Printful account, I want you to go back into the apps over here, and we're going to start by importing a product from AliExpress using Oberlo. Once you're here, what I want you to do is just click on this icon right here. And then we're going to click on Import Product by URL or ID. So now we need to actually find a product. So go to aliexpress.com, and I'm going to type in polar bear. Oh wow. Alright, we're going to definitely use these. So these look really cool and they definitely fit the vibe of the store. And they're $3.45 each, which is good. And it has e-packet shipping, which you always want to check for. Because anything that's not e-packet takes a really long time. So what I'm going to do is copy this link. And I'm going to paste it over here and click on import. So now I'm going to close out of this and then click on import list. Alright, so here's the product that we just imported. What I want you to do is change the name to something less obnoxious than this. So we're just going to put stuffed polar bear. And then for collections, for now, we're just going to put it into the home page. And let's just check on the description really quick. We'll change the description in a second, but let's also check on the variants. Variants just means, like, for example, with a t-shirt, you have small, medium, large. I'm just making sure there's nothing that stands out with the polar bear. It should just be one polar bear. Last, we're just going to click on images and just only check on the ones that we want to bring over from AliExpress. So I'm going to bring over this one, and I want to bring over this one. That's pretty much it. And I'll bring over this one. And now we're just going to click push to shop. Okay, now let's go back over to the tab that brings us back into the store. And we're going to go to products right here and see if it's in our store. And as you can see right here, this is now a product in our store. So we're going to add in one more product from AliExpress, and then we're going to add in 2 products with print on demand. That way we have 2 AliExpress products and 2 print on demand products. So let's go back over here and just find one more polar bear product. Alright, here's what I'm actually going to do. I'm going to type in polar bear necklace. That way we just get some variety going, and I really like this one. So let's just double check to see if there's e-packet, which there is. It's an extra $2.11 though. So $3.59 and then $2.11. We would have to sell this bracelet. Yeah, you know what? I think this is going to work. So we're going to take that and then just do the same thing we did last time. So we're going to click on this right over here. Click on import product by URL or ID, and we're just going to paste that link and click on import. Then we can close out of here and then again click on import list and just change the name to something less obnoxious. So I'm just going to type in gold polar bear necklace. And then collections, just homepage for now. Variants, let's just see. Yeah, good. It should only be one, just the gold color. And then images. I only want to bring over this one. This is pretty much the same, so I'm going to take it off. Yeah, we're just going to bring over that one image for now and then click push to shop. Alright, and let's go back over here to this tab again. Let's refresh this page to see if it's now in our store. Alright, there we go. We now have our 2 AliExpress products import it into our store. And we're going to change the descriptions and clean up the pricing in just a second. But now let me close these tabs up here. And we're now going to add in a product with print on demand. So click on apps over here. Click on Printful. Okay, so once you're in here, the only setting I want you to change is to click on your name, click on Stores, click on Edit, and then I want you to then click on Orders, and then click Manually Confirm Imported Orders. I only want you to do this in the beginning just so you understand how the process works. If you have it set to automatic, it's going to deduct money from the credit or debit card that you link automatically. I'd rather have you set it up manually in the beginning just so you can get an idea of how it works. So then after you do that, just click on Save down here and you'll be good to go. Okay, we're going to click on Add Product, and I'm going to put my design on a hoodie for this example. So I'm going to go to Sweatshirts and Hoodies over here, and usually I go with this one. At the moment, I think that's one of the only ones that they offer, but I'm going to go with this one right here, and we're going to use a white hoodie for today's example. And with Printful, I usually like to take off everything above XL because it's charged at a higher price point. So usually in my stores, I'll just keep it small, medium, large, extra large. So I have the color set to white. What I'm going to do is click Upload File, and then choose File. So I'm going to click on Upload over here, and I'm going to pick this one, and then I'm going to click on Choose. So what I'm going to do is make it really small and kind of put it in that chest area over there, maybe a little bit smaller. And just to make sure it looks all good, I'm going to click Zoom in. It's a very basic polar bear white hoodie that we're going to add into our store. And this part is super important. You see where it says print quality 1043 DPI? At minimum, you want to make sure it says 300 DPI. Anything above 300 usually doesn't make too much of a difference, but anything below 300 is not going to look good on the final print. Pretty much in order to get your image to this high quality DPI, it just needs to be a massive image size. So this is about, I think, a 4000 by 4000 pixel file. So if you're working with a designer, and I have a 3-part series all about designs, I'll link it as the second link in the description, and it's going to help you out so much. But if you're working with any designer, make sure you tell them to make the image above 5000 by 5000, because as you can see, we can always shrink it down, and watch what happens as I shrink it. The DPI gets higher and higher and higher. So you can always shrink down, but you can never actually shrink up or maximize, if that makes sense. So I'm not going to put any print on the back. I'm just going to put this polar bear on the front, and now I'm just going to go to Proceed to Mockups. Usually I don't change anything here. I just click Description. We're going to change this later. For now, we're just going to put the title as Polar Bear White Hoodie. And then I'm going to click on Proceed to Pricing. So with print on demand, your margins are going to be a little bit lower because these products ship very fast, and they ship out of America, and they ship with your own label on them. Whereas those products that we imported from AliExpress are going to take about 2 to 4 weeks to arrive at the customer's door, and they're not going to have your label on them. So what I like to do here is for hoodies, I'd usually put it at about $34.99. You can put anywhere from $29 to $34 usually, I think, is a good price for hoodies. So that way our profit is about $14 per every hoodie sold. Then I'm going to click Submit to Store. So that is now being added to the store. It's going to take about a minute or two as opposed to like the instant import we had with Oberlo. So just give this like a minute or two to load. Oh, there we go. Now if we go to products, we should see it in our store. And there it is right there. So now we're going to click on that. And we're now going to change the description on all 3 of the things in our store. So Printful, I think, has a pretty good default description. Well, what I like to do is just add one more thing at the beginning, usually with Printful. So I'll just say our signature white polar bear hoodie. 15% of all sales go to saving the polar bears. Because that's kind of the theme I'm building around this store. And then I'm going to click save up here. So with Printful, it's pretty easy, and your print-on-demand products, it's pretty easy. But if we go back to products and take a look at the two that we imported from AliExpress, you're going to have to clean those descriptions up a lot more, because it just does not look good by default. So what I'm going to do is just put 7.8 inch ultra soft stuffed polar bear. An excellent companion to have around the household or to give as a gift. 15% of all sales go to saving the polar bears. Okay, and I don't know why that's in bold, so I'm going to unbold that. This is huge. This could be the most important thing I say in this whole video. With your AliExpress products, you need to make it extremely clear that it's going to take 2 to 4 weeks to actually ship to the customer. That way you drastically decrease your refund rate, because people know in advance that it's going to take a while to get there. So I'm going to put will take 2 to 4 weeks to ship. We apologize for the inconvenience. Oh god, I can't spell. There we go. Thank God for spell check. We apologize for the inconvenience and have discounted the price and have discounted our stuffed polar bear by 30% with an exclamation mark. And I like to make this in bold and italics to just make it extremely clear that it will take 2 to 4 weeks to ship. And I'm going to click on save right here. Now, like I said, we discounted it by 30%. Let me show you how to do that. So we're going to go back into the products tab right here. I want you to just click on this, that way we can edit everything at the same time, and click on edit products. This is going to take you to the bulk editor, and this tool is going to save you a lot of time. So the stuffed polar bear that we just had was right here. So the compare at price is that slashed out price, the before price. So I'm going to put the price at $29.99. That's the before that's going to be slashed out. And then the actual price, because it's $16.90, what I'm going to do is put it in the store for $19.99. Save. Okay, now that those changes are saved, let's go ahead and set up the theme for our store. So go to online store right over here, and we're going to go to explore free themes. So the two themes that I think are the easiest to start off with and that still convert very well are either the debut theme or the Brooklyn theme. So the Brooklyn theme is right over here, and the debut theme I already have on my store by default. So what I'm going to do now is go to customize. Okay, up here in the header, for the logo, I'm going to select the bear from earlier. I'm going to pick this bear, the smaller one. I'm going to click select, and now I'm going to change the width in pixels to 50. Just so it's not like gigantic. There we go. So we have the tiny polar bear up there. And I'm going to click on also show announcement so we can get that nice announcement bar up there. In most stores, you're going to want to put like some sort of sale. So maybe 30% off necklaces from January 29th to January 30th. For example, just to create some urgency. But in this particular store, I'm putting 15% of all sales go to saving polar bears. And obviously, if you put this into your store, make sure you're actually donating the money to the charity. And no link, I'm not going to make that link to anything. And the color, I'm just going to shift it so it looks a little bit more like icy looking without being unreadable. That'll do. And now I'm just going to click on save up over here. We're going to go back over here. Alright, so this image that we have right over here. First, we're going to change this to say, "Welcome to Polar Bear Co." You can put whatever you want here. It's totally up to you. And I'm going to put 30% off plush polar bears this week. What I'm going to do is pick an image to put as the background. Okay, I'm about to show you a really cool trick that I don't think many other, if any, other videos have gone over. So what we're going to do is actually get our polar bear logo to be worn on a t-shirt by models. This website is called placeit.net. It's a little bit pricey. I believe it's like the entry level is like $30 a month or something, and you get 10 images that you can use. But what I want to do to create a sense of community around the polar bear vibe is we're going to take this image right here, and I'm going to keep both of the shirts white, just because I don't have another polar bear design ready yet. But ideally, if I was doing this, I'd probably have one person in a black shirt, the other person in a white shirt, which you can change right over here. So we're going to upload the polar bear logo onto both of these t-shirts. So now we're just gonna resize it, put it over here, and click crop. Alright. Then do the same thing on the other shirt. And then crop. Like that. Alright, and you absolutely don't need to do this, but I feel if you have the extra money to invest, it creates a sense of community around your store. So I'm going to click on download, and I already have an account with 8 image credits left. So I'm going to click download. And then after it's done processing, it's going to appear over here in your drive, and then you're just going to click on download. So here we are back over here. We're going to now put that image as the background. We'll see how it looks. Alright, it actually looks pretty good. Considering I just scrolled through and this is the first image I saw, so I picked it. There's thousands of stock images on this website, by the way, but I think this looks really good. Creates a really nice community feel to the store. Alright, we're going to go back over here. Featured collection. So we got to make sure we add the other product in, but leave it at 3 per row. That looks all good. And then here, I like to add we'll put the image of the hoodie right over there. So here's what we're going to do that. Click on this right here and click open link in new tab. And now we're going to go to products. Click on this, the hoodie, and then we're going to click on view. There's the image we have of the hoodie. So what I'm going to do is take a screenshot of that. And I'm using a tool called Lightshot. It's free to download. And then I'm going to save that image. Alright, now that that's saved, what I'm going to do is go back over here. Alright, there's that. And then boom, we now got the hoodie right over there. Then we're just going to change this to signature, wow, I can't spell, signature hoodies. And then I'm just going to click on save. And then an image for the footer at the bottom. The image at the bottom, I think I'm actually just going to use like a stock image of polar bears. And I'm not going to make it a slide. So what I'm going to do is click slideshow down here. I'm going to delete the other slide because I just want one image. There's no point in having a slideshow. We're going to click on that and we're going to put a picture of polar bears. We'll see how it looks. Oh wow, that is perfect. Select, then we're just going to change the text. Polar Bear Co. And again, second disclaimer, if you're gonna do this, make sure you're actually donating the money to the charity. Normally, most stores would have some sort of sales message here and some sort of sales message up there. So we're gonna go back, and I think that looks pretty good. All I wanna do now is add one or two more categories up here, and then About Us page, and I think we'll be good to go. So everything is all saved and good to go, so we can click on this icon to return back to the store. So what I'm going to do now is actually go over here and just go to the home page to see how it all looks. We've got our nice logo, our nice banner. We've got that community vibe going with these two girls wearing the polar bear shirt, and they're smiling, so it looks like they're having fun. And the Place It mockup tool is really good. Like, this looks like they're actually wearing the shirt. Then we have the featured collection right here. Then we have that signature hoodie there, and then the polar bear at the bottom. So now what I want to do is go to pages over here, click on add page, and we're going to add an about. So here you would just put some sort of message about the brand. Just to save some time, I'm going to put, this is our About Us page. Ideally, you would just put like a paragraph or two about what the brand is all about. In this case, I probably put like 2 or 3 paragraphs about our mission to save polar bears and how we got started. Next, we're going to go back to pages again, and you want to make a contact. You definitely want to make a contact. Because if you don't have that, like if it's not easy for people to contact you, you're going to get a lot of chargebacks if there's any issues. And then click on, usually in the contact I just put, we'd love to chat and hear your feedback. Contact us at, and then you just put the actual email name. So for the email, sales@polarbearco.com. Save. Alright, now what we're going to do is go to navigation over here, and I'm going to click on main menu right here. So we're going to add in the About Us page, and then go to pages, About, and then add that, and then we're also going to add the contact. And now, whoops, don't want that, pages, contact, and then add, and click save up here. And by doing that, if we refresh the page, we now have 4 menu items up top, which just looks a little bit more professional. I'm going to add that other one to the featured collection right here. So what I'm going to do is go to products, click on this, and then for collections, I'm just going to click on home page and click save. Alright, and we're going to refresh, and now we have the 3 products that we added on the home page, and it's looking like a legit store now. So we now pretty much have a fully functioning, ready to go store. There's just one final thing I want to do, and it's a super important one. We're going to go to settings over here, and we're going to go to shipping right over here. And we want to edit the shipping prices. So I like deleting the defaults automatically. So go to edit, we're going to go to rest of the world first, and then click on edit. And I'm going to get rid of the default ones. And I'm going to click on weight-based rates, click add rate, and we're going to put, we'll put standard international shipping. And then a flat rate of $10. And then click done. We'll come right back to this in a second though. Now we're going to click save, and we're going to go back and then edit the domestic. So click on shipping back here, and then edit, and then click weight-based rates, standard, man I cannot spell today, what the, standard, yeah, standard shipping, and I'm going to put $4.95, and then click done, and then save, and let me just check to see, yeah, weight-based $4.95. Now what I want you to do is go back to products over here. Alright, on the products page again, we're going to click on this and we're going to click edit. And we're gonna click here so that we can edit the weight on everything really fast. Alright, so we have the weights over here. So the necklace we're gonna set to weigh 5 pounds. And the stuffed polar bear I'm gonna set to weigh 5 pounds. The hoodies, I'm gonna make those all just weigh 10 pounds. And you'll see why in just a second. Alright, save. Now let's go back over here to the shipping. So we're going to go to settings and we're going to go to shipping again. And this is the last thing we have to do for our store. So over here under domestic, we're going by weight. So what we're going to do is edit this. So if it weighs 0 to 5 pounds, so pretty much AliExpress products, it's only $1 or $2 for e-packet shipping. So I'm going to make the standard shipping rate for AliExpress products $4.95, and then I'm going to click done. And I'm going to click add rate over here, and I'm still going to call it standard shipping, which I could spell correctly this time. But now I'm going to put 5 to 10. So if they have 2 AliExpress products or 1 hoodie, and I'm actually going to put 11. So if they have one of the hoodies, or if they have 2 AliExpress products, I'm going to make the rate $5.95, and then click done. I'm going to add another rate, standard shipping. So what I'm going to do is make it from 11 to 22, for example, because that would mean they probably have like a mix of hoodies and AliExpress items, maybe 2 hoodies. With Printful, it's an extra, I believe, $2, depending on if it's a t-shirt or a hoodie to add. So what I'll do is just make the shipping $7.95 if they have more than 1 hoodie or a handful of AliExpress products. Then we'll go again, and we'll go from 23 to 33. And then the shipping for that I'm going to set to $9.95. And then call it standard shipping again. And you would pretty much do this all the way up to about like $30. And then I'm going to click save. And here's how we're going to, and you would want to do the same thing for international. Okay, and then actually the final thing, which is super easy to do, is go over to online store again, go to domains right here, and I highly, not even highly, this is like a requirement in my opinion. You need to have a custom domain name, because otherwise your store name is going to be something.myshopify.com, which looks very unprofessional. We just want it to be like Polar Bear Company, for example, .com. So you click on buy new domain, and I'm just going to type Polar Bear Co, and then it's going to show me what comes up. So polarbearco.com is not available, but .shop is. So I always recommend either a .com, a .co, which is here. So you either want to get a .com, a .co, or a .shop. And sometimes if names are like hard for you to find, you can also start the word with shop. So we could do shop Polar Bear. Polar Bear is a bad example because it's a double P, but that is how you get the domain. Once you pick the domain name, all you do is click buy, and then it's automatically connected to your store. And that is pretty much the last thing that you have to do for your store. At this point, you should now have a fully functioning store with a decently clean theme, some social proof added because of this background image that we have, and products from both AliExpress and print on demand, or whichever you prefer. Most people go one way or the other, but this is just an example of mixing the two together. That is it for the video. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. You should now have a fully functioning Shopify store. Now it's just a matter of actually getting paying customers into your store. And if you need help with that, my whole channel has a ton of videos on that. So definitely subscribe if you're not already subscribed so you don't miss anything. Also, if you ever need any help, we have a free group chat. Just go to jointhewolves.co and you'll be immediately connected into our group chat. Thank you again so much for watching the video, and I will see you guys in the next one.